Okay. Um, your Spain is a man or maybe so. I feel good. I feel great. It's destiny that I'm here today. I am grateful to God for putting me in this position because it's God that gives position. And I'm happy that the reception I'm receiving, I'm happy about it. And the women in my community are, happy that they now have a new normal, like a spokesperson, a woman who is representing them, who is speaking for them. This is something they've lacked for over 12 years. So the town is happy, and I am happy that I am here to represent them. Mostly for the women, is to see a united women front where women will have one voice, where they now have somebody that will speak for them, somebody that will represent them on all aspects of life, all facets of life. Now that we're united, it means more progress, more unity. Now, the women in my community will not be shortchanged because in the past they didn't have anybody to speak for them, they didn't have anybody to represent them as it concerned traditional issues and the incentives that comes for the women. We've been shortchanged for years because we didn't have any front, we didn't have a leader. But thankfully today I am here to represent my women and to make sure that every incentive that is due them comes to them, among other things. Igbuzor is my father, he's our father, he's the king of Igbuzor, he's the leader in my community, he's our king. So my relationship with him is cordial. He's my father, and we relate on that capacity. I'm looking forward to the next 5 years where more women will be empowered. More women will have something to do. They will be empowered, be self reliant, kind of like they will be empowered to be self sufficient in the sense that to an extent they will be able to do things for themselves without looking for somebody who to look up to in terms of finance and other things. They will be well empowered to take care of themselves and the family. I'm talking about especially the less privileged, the widows, people the poor masses out there. We're looking at the next 5 years that a lot of them will be okay financially to an extent. My advice for the girls is they should keep their head cool. They should focus on their education because education is the key. And one thing I want to tell them is that good thing does not finish. Good things is continuous. Better things are ahead. If they focus on their education, become professionals, become people the society can be proud of. That now women are not just meant for marriage only and for the kitchen. No, women rule the world. Women are in all facets of life doing great and wonderful things. So they should, focus on their education, get empowered educationally, and hope that the future will be better for them. That's my advice for them. To tell you the truth, I'm quite surprised and elated at the same time because if like you already know, I'm the youngest in Anioma and I'm the newest in Anioma. So for them picking me, it's quite a surprise to me, but I'll tell you that I am really honored and I'm happy that I have been chosen. And by the grace of God, on that day, I'll be there to represent not just myself, but represent my community and other Anyomas, Anyoma Omos in general. Yeah, as the youngest Omo, I won't lie to you. This drone has been a learning process for me. I am learning every day, and also I'm beginning to discern, to know the right paths, what is right and what is bad as it concerns our tradition. So I intend to promote this tradition and this tool, by promoting everything good that our tradition has to offer by sustaining some of our lost tradition and cultures that is going away, reviving them. For instance, when I came in now, I noticed that you know what we call it in Igbo, the second burial rights for women. I noticed that the men were already delegating the women by the side, but it's the Umuada that they are doing that right for. But when you come anywhere you go for Igbo, you see that it's only men. No one other will even be there. So those things are things that are beginning to sensitize both the women and the men, especially our fathers. Tell them that this is the right thing. I will ask them most time I have interactive sessions with them. This thing is this how they do it in the past? They use them out and say no. So then why are you people now cheating the women, putting them at the side? These women, are you people not their fathers? Are you people not the one that gave birth to them? You see that with time, those are traditions that are beginning to be to people are beginning to forget, and with bringing other people's culture that we don't even know, accepting it and throwing our way away our own, beginning to come back. And with time, I intend to mentor young girls also in what the normal this thing will say home economics. We showcase our cultural recipes, like our indigenous soups. We teach them how to cook because a lot of our young girls don't know. Most of our parents don't even know how to cook it, so they can't teach their daughters. So we tend to have classes where we teach them these recipes, like the unoko, the ofe sala, msala egusi, ujuju. A whole lot of these other soups. We teach our young girls. Teach them those things that our forefathers and our mothers in the past used to do effortlessly. Like before, our mothers they cook without Maggi, but the soup will be tasteful. But these days, we put our hope on Maggi cubes to make the soup sweet. And you see, when you check these days, a lot of sickness around because of the things we put inside. Unlike before, when we eat healthy food without all these preservatives. So there are a lot of programs set in front that will put into practice in no distance time. I have a very, very good relationship with other almost, from Omo and Yoma, who is our mother and our mentor. She mentored me, she's my mother. And other some new Omo that came before myself, the Omo of Okala, the Omo of Obampa, who is as young as myself too, you know. So I relate with them very well. We relate well. And we have this annual council of Omos where we put heads together, to bring ideas that will move our various communities ahead and forward. Igbo women has really been neglected. It's not like we don't have representatives in the government, but I don't know, because on the traditional system, there's no visible head in the past. So that created a lot of vacuum. Things that are supposed to come to women in the community women, irrespective of party affiliation, doesn't come. Now you see that anything that even comes from the government, it goes to those party people, leaving out those that are not in any party. Sometimes they use it to as favors for people who are loyal to them. So my advice to the government is now that Igbuzor has an Omo now, the government should, find a way to work with the Omo of Igbuzor so that Igbuzor women can be empowered and we feel the impact of government too. But we've been so relegated and so, not, I don't know how to say it, nothing comes to the women. But now that Igbo women have a leader who is an Omu, a young Omu who is articulate and vibrant and ready, the government should please look into this aspect and see how they can work with Omu of Igbo. Thank you. For instance, I have a project that is coming this December, on the 3rd of December. I'm trying to launch a helpline for women and children in distress. You see that a lot of time people, especially women, they suffer in silence. Their husband beats them. That's domestic violence, and you see some children that even their own parents maltreat them. They don't care for them, and no proper care. So like rape cases, we need to have this special line that will be almost toll free so that when they call, they don't have, even if they don't have credit on their phone and they sense danger, they can call. We work with relevant authorities like the hospital, the police, and of course our community policing like our anti-corp and ICP. We work together to achieve this. We want to see how we can reduce crime against women and children in the community. So I am hoping that the government will also key into the program and the vision, and we'll see how it goes from there.